what's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We are coming at you with a super spicy episode 364, and we are recording on March 23rd, 2026. I am Doug. Joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform. Sub to us on YouTube. Join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. All that info is probably below in the YouTube description or wherever you're listening to us.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi, guys.
I bet you we have a lot of new listeners today because it is the BTS comeback with the Arirang album and Swin as the title track. We just recorded a fire episode. We expressed all our opinions. But before we get to the big new releases and we talk about the songs, a quick disclaimer. We are three idiots on the internet. Yes, we have recorded 364 episodes, but no, that does not mean we think that our opinions are concrete and they are the right opinions. We have subjective opinions. We think what we want to think. We're happy that you think what you want to think. But the number one rule we try to say is we try to be civil about our discussions. We agree to disagree. It's all good. You could express your opinions however you want. Real talk though, y'all be civil. I know BTS is a very polarizing topic online. It probably shouldn't be in reality, but it is, guys. It is. That's the hard truth. We're going to express some opinions. You can express yours, but everyone, let's just have a good time. Let's get to it, guys. Why am I counting down from 5? 3, 2, 1, boom. 5.
Hi. Also, this is Future Warren. I'm editing the episode right now. I'm realizing that we forgot to tell you what this episode's about. So I'm adding that in post. We're obviously talking about the big release of the week, Swim by BTS. We're also talking about Latency by Latency. You know, the girl band, I guess, on K-pop that is making their debut. We're also talking about the solo debut of ITZY's Yuna with Ice Cream. That's, pretty exciting. Now, this is obviously the big BTS week with Swim. We have a lot of news articles covering their comeback cycle. And on top of that, we also had a pretty thorough, 30-40 minute discussion at the end of the episode where we discussed their album, Arirang, in full. This is their full-length project. We wanted to give it the spotlight it deserves. So hey, if you're interested in any of that, stick around and I'll see you around.
All right, guys, big new releases. Before we swim into the big song, we got to talk about Latency first. So we got 3 songs this week. We have Latency with Latency. We have BTS's Swim, and we have ITZY's Yuna solo debut with Ice Cream. We talk about them in order. We're going to start out with Latency. They are from Ordinary Records. This is a project band consisting of some people you might know before. Jiwon, Haeun, and Semi are former Signature members. Hyunjin is a member of Luna, or former, well, I don't know if you want to say former. They're always eternal in our hearts. Of Luna and Lucemble, and she has a very active YouTube channel. I don't know why, it always pops up in my feed. She's dropping YouTube videos constantly. And then Hyun, who is a YouTuber under the name Finger Stylish. So that is what this project group is. There are 5 members. And they are called Latency, and they released a song called Latency.
When you say when you say project group, is it are we on a deadline here? What's going on?
Okay, to be honest, I don't have that kind of information prepared with you. I just know that this is a you know what? It just says on their Namu Wiki, a 5-member girl band from Korea that debuted on January 8th. There is no mention of the, I'm going to make up a word here, permanality of this group is unknown at the moment. Let us know.
We're just making a word.
I'm just making shit up. Let us know if you know, because it doesn't say on their thing. I'm not willing to dig
TBD,
deeper right
know.
now. To be determined. But the permanality is unclear right now.
The permanent.
Let's see. How did we feel about this? People are going to obviously compare this type of group to QWER, right? That kind of thing. We got a mixture of people putting them together. I thought for the first effort, it was fine. It was pleasant. It was bandy. It wasn't the one thing that I would say is they did not go like a J-pop, J-rock route with it, which they could have, but they did not. Yeah. They chose more just like a standard kind of rock song, rock pop song, and I thought it was fine.
No, I feel like when I heard their sound, I was like, okay, we're going with a more moody, but still pop. There's still an aspect of it that I feel like makes sense for their vocal tones. So I thought that was pretty smart for them to do that. I didn't think of QWER because I feel like the vibes are very different. Like even when QWER did more of a emotional vibe, it didn't seem like this. I feel like this felt very different than that. So I think that was also a smart choice to differentiate them. I don't know. I liked this surprisingly. I thought it was a pretty interesting concept with these members. I took me a while to recognize some of them because I feel like not only like appearance wise, but also like the vibe was very different than what I'm accustomed to seeing them as, especially Jiwon. I feel like I was like, oh yes, this is her. I forgot. I thought that was really cool because I think it also maybe adds like more, I don't know, like it makes it seem more interesting for the group to be exploring a different side to these members. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
I still was maybe it's because the music video was clearly filmed in Tokyo, but like I was still making the connection between this track and like J-rock songs. I don't think this is the kind of songs I would expect from a Korean pop band.
You know what? Fair. It's fair. There's some J-rock sprinkles.
That guitar riff, maybe.
Right.
The guitar was
particularly the guitar riff. The way the piano was used.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of QWER, like I felt like if I have a couple analogies, right? If QWER is the anime opening, Latency is like the anime ending.
Yes. Yes, I see that.
More like a sunset. Yep,
if QWER is the K-on of K-pop, Latency feels like the Bochi the Rock of
I like Bochi the Rock. I like Bochi the Rock. Okay.
Not that I've seen Bochi the Rock, but this was giving me very much like more of a DIY vibe, even more so than QWER, which also played into that kind of image. Clearly that's kind of what they're going for with the video, but like sound-wise too, maybe you could argue that this is because they're from like a smaller company and the production scale is a lot smaller, but their vocal tones felt a lot more natural and a lot more raw. And it kind of contributed to this feeling that maybe the members are more active in like, you know, making this song themselves. And again, going back to this more of a DIY, hands-on indie sort of impression. Obviously, because it's K-pop, I don't know how much of that's true and how much of that is just posturing. But you know, that combined with the mix, like the mix isn't particularly deep. It's not particularly dynamic or anything. But like, I'm not expecting that from like an actual college indie band. You know what I mean? Like it. I don't hate the fact that it lacks all that depth. The way the melodies is a little predictable, the way the lyrics are a tad bit uninspired and generic. I don't know. That's kind of all contributing to that kind of aesthetic, I think. But at the same time, it's a little difficult to overlook that some of the wording on this feels like there's a line that says "사랑이 야속해," which is like which is like a phrase you would use from like trot music in the 90s. This is not like So I think there's a lot of positive to take with the song. Also, I'm not sure if I'm super impressed by it, but I definitely have my eyes on this now. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel too. So I looked it up. The main lyricist. So there's two names written here. Haeun is one of them, one of the members, and then there's this guy Do-hoon who's listed first. He's a member of a Korean rock band called Can't Be Blue.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, but he's listed, and he did the lyrics on a couple of these songs on this album. I think 3 or 4 of them, something like that. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I feel like, number one, I want to give a shout out to some of these signature girls because, like, I remember back when they were Good Day, and they were the kids who were on that one show with Rain that I bring up once in a while. They were on that show. Which was the unit. They were on the unit.
Unit.
Oh my god.
That show is 9 years old now. So I've been watching these kids struggle and grind for 9 years now. If you think about it, like it's not been the most smooth sailing, right? They were in Good Day, it didn't work. They did the unit, then they rebranded as Signature, and then that had its own bucket of issues. And now they're in this band. You at a minimum, respect for the hustle, right? They're in here hustling and grinding, which you gotta respect. And same thing could be said with someone like a Hyunjin. She's attacking the K industry with all avenues. She's doing this. She's doing YouTube. She's on one of the soccer shows right now as well. Like she's out here trying too.
Soccer.
Yeah, there's a decent subset of there's like, how do I describe this? There are like shows in Korea that is like female soccer. They make soccer teams and then they play. There's a couple of those.
Oh, I've heard of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was on it.
She's on one of them right now, I believe.
Oh.
The main one's called Shooting Stars.
I don't know which one she's on,
SBS.
but I know she's on a soccer team right now.
Yeah, she's in the FC Wonder Woman 2026, and she plays with her teammates are Kisum, if you remember who that is.
Okay, I remember Kisum.
Oh, yeah.
A person called Soju, not sure who that is.
I don't know who that is.
You have an indie artist called Uhijun, who actually that's not the Uhijun I know. Some Miss Korea member Uhijun.
Okay.
Somebody called Mashima, somebody called Kim So-hee, and somebody called Mong Na-kyung. I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, so like she out here doing everything too. So I have to give her respect with that. But honestly, I think the standout in the show, this Hyun girl, she was shredding. I thought the guitars were really good on this track.
Well, she is a guitarist.
If you're a guitar YouTuber, I would expect you to be good at guitar, and she was. She delivered on that. So I would say this is not like this song blew me out of the water, but at a minimum, I'll be paying attention going forward because I have been seeing some of this not rumors of this group, but like inklings of this group on my feed and other things, and I'll pay more attention going forward.
I think it's a very solid start. Like at the end of the day, that's my takeaway. It's like, I don't know if this is going to be something I actively have on loop. Like that's just me being honest. But at the same time, I do think this is a market that exists in Korea, that exists in K-pop, and it's being a little underdelivered at the moment. And maybe there's a niche we can kind of dig into here. And I don't think QWER is the beginning and end all for like some sort of girl band, rock band, pop rock music in K-pop. Like I think there's room for more players there.
I agree. AOA Black. Let's do it, guys.
Wow.
That's a deep cut right there. I just made. It's a deep cut. Come on. I remember they had a Japanese drummer in that group too. That she disappeared after that kind of didn't happen.
Dude, so AOA is a deep cut now. Like that's
right. But hey, shout out to Latency. I will be paying attention going forward. All right, guys. Before we get to the next song, a reminder of the disclaimer from the beginning of the show. All I'll say is we are entitled to our opinions about this song as much as you are about with your opinions at home. Just remember that. Be civil. We could disagree. That's fine. It's all chill. Okay, let's go. BTS Swim. They are from Big Hit / Hide. They are back from the military. Their last 3 songs, they did some stuff while they were in the military. They got Take 2, but I just listed some songs that they did before they went. Yet to Come, Permission to Dance. That was probably the biggest one they did before they went. But hey, BTS, we are here. We are swimming right now. Just keep swimming and finding Nemo. Let's go. It is here. It has finally arrived.
Correct.
Here's what I'll say.
Okay, your headline of the day. This is your moment to shine.
My head. Okay, no, don't put this. This is not, dude. It's too much pressure. I'll say is, number one, context. At the end of the show, we probably mentioned at the beginning of the show, but we're gonna talk about the album as a whole, right? I find myself wanting to view this song Swim differently in the context of the album and as a song chosen as just the title track individually.
Same.
Okay.
That's how that's my feeling being where. While I feel like the choice of Swim, where it is in the album and as a song in the album makes a ton of sense and I like its placement there, Swim as a title track for the long-awaited comeback for BTS, I got different feelings about. My feelings being that on an individual level, I like Swim as a song. I think it makes sense It's smart. It's sophisticated. I like the messaging we're sending here. But as the title track for, in my head, a very hyped up BTS comeback, I don't know if it was the right song to pick.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
that's where I end up with this song.
Yeah,
I like the song. I think it's a good song. It's a solid song from BTS. But as a context of like the comeback, is it the song? I don't know.
Well, why don't we do the album approach near the end of the show? Because we're talking about the album there. Why don't we focus on why don't we think about this track as a title track? Because like that's how we typically approach song reviews on this show, right? Like we don't check out the project in whole. We just typically check out the title track.
Yeah. I feel like maybe this is what Doug is alluding to. I also had a similar perspective where it felt like it's nice, but it felt a little mellow, it's chill, but I don't know. I think there was something maybe about this as an event that felt like, it would probably be something more high energy, something like a lot more intense, but it was not that. And I think I had conflicting feelings about it too, where I felt like, maybe they're trying to go against expectations and not do something like very like show-offy or like intense as this comeback. And I don't know, I guess to me, I'm still feeling that it's a good song, but I kind of still gives me a bit of a I don't want to come off badly, but I felt like it almost felt like a pre-release, more like a
shit.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Get the fingers ready about it, This beat don't know crap.
To me, this a pre-release, and I think I've said this before on the show. A pre-release to me is kind of like where the artist gets a little experimental. Like they kind of try out something a little different, and it's supposed to tease what the main event is, right? And to me, I feel like that would have been successful as that as well, because to me, this felt very different than what people were expecting. The production of it was also interesting. So I wouldn't have been upset if it was a pre-release either. Like to me, I think it's still a pretty solid song. It just, I guess it's as just a title track. I was asking question as to, I wonder what led to this being that track.
Well, let's break down the song a little bit, right? There's a couple, I think, interesting parts about the production. I think first off, I think the beat was really nice. It was
good beat,
right?
Good beat.
It has a very crisp, wavy, deep bass sound. And then you pair that with two things. You have these detuned ARP sounds, the bong 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 bong. You know, they happen on the fourth notes. I liked them. I thought it was nice. It created this. There was a bit of a tension in this track, in that sort of aesthetic level of things. And then they decided to pair that with these like almost like old school like drum break sounds with the drums. All of that combined, I didn't hate it. And the impression I was getting was that maybe they're interested in giving the BTS take on like easy listening music while kind of building off of like what BTS has done so far, like not ignoring the hip hop roots, not ignoring where they left off with like B and Dynamite and all that, you know, back in the day of the COVID era. And it felt like, okay, like if we're really, really trying to please everybody in the room, maybe that's what they're kind of going for. You know what I mean?
Okay, you didn't hear it from me. Just want to preface that, but I've heard the word "safe" being thrown around a lot, right? On different places I've seen that.
Like, I don't think that's a terrible thing. Like, let's be honest here. Like, it's.
I mean, to be fair, with this big of a global album release and comeback, you gotta throw a big net, right? And I think that they threw a big net.
One thing I'm realizing with BTS and where they are in their career trajectory and where they are with Swin and Arirang is this project doesn't particularly feel ambitious, but rather it feels like they are gauging where they are, making a statement that they are still here. And I think a lot of that still works. I'm not I hope that people don't take that the wrong way. Like I think it's a big statement of like, we're putting this out, people are gonna fucking gobble it up, and it still works. You know what I mean? I think the song and the members themselves too, I think still play into a lot of the characteristics that made them really special in the type of music that they released after Idol, for example, right? Like, I think the vocal lineup once again is strong as hell. Like the trifecta between Jimin, Jin, and Jungkook.
It was great.
And then V in there,
This song felt just super atmospheric. And honestly, the music video looked like a Dior ad, is what I thought it looked like the entire time. It does. It does.
Oh.
It looks like
it has that vibe.
It looks like they're about to sell you some
emotional,
cologne, dude. That's what it looks like, right? It looks like a Dior ad. It kind of feels like
Ocean,
like an art house movie where you're just kind of. It felt like they're just drifting in the ocean, which it is. You know, we're here in the present. We're here on this boat. We're drifting, whatever. I'm gonna start getting into the music video. Number one, maybe a hot take. Too much Lily Reinhardt. Like I don't know who she is as an actress.
I didn't know.
What's she doing?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't need to see her dance. I wanted to see BTS dance. She did more dancing than the lads did in this music video. I
No
believe.
dancing at all from them, I don't think.
That was surprising. Number one, something I found funny. Okay, just some semantics from me. They're in the middle of the ocean, right? As far as we can tell, there's no obstacle. And Jungkook got this look in his eyes, like the Titanic icebergs out there. They're in the middle of the ocean. You don't gotta be all serious turning that wheel. Nothing's happening. It's just water.
Hey, he's just being prepared.
He's doing it, and I'm like, bro, it's just water.
It's gotta go.
There's just water.
It's gotta go.
It's not a big deal. And another shot that I found really funny. I don't know if it was intentional. I just love them in the sailor outfits, dude. I thought it was so funny.
Pulling the rope.
Pulling the rope, washing the deck. I thought those outfits were great. Or around that thing that you spin. I thought those things. I thought all of those shots were really like entertaining. I don't know if they meant to be, but I was like, these are great shots. Like, I thought it was like that. I thought it was a good time. People are saying they're trying to interpret. They're saying they're ghosts. I heard that people are saying they're ghosts.
My thought. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense too. When she started dancing and then she fell, I was like, there's shit going on here that I'm too dumb to understand. You know,
it's a shit. It's rocking left and right. It's hard to find balance. That's what it is.
And then I saw another comment like, "No, this is about sex." I was like, "Relax, relax, guys."
Okay. I didn't get that.
Reading into it too much.
I saw all these opinions. I don't know where I stand. Overall, I thought it did look like a Dior ad. I thought the song was very atmospheric. I thought the vocals were good. I guess I was just expecting like a Jaws Titanic boat ride, and I ended up just cruising in the ocean near Monaco. I think
that's not bad.
Which isn't a terrible
thing. Not bad either.
Yeah.
I think a couple more things I want to add to the vocal qualities. Like, even though I think Jimin, Jungkook, and V were great, I do feel like the way their vocals are being mixed in the last couple of years has been like to their detriment a little bit. I feel like it killed their quality just a little bit. Like, they sounded really nice at the very end of the track, like leading out. I don't know. It felt like it was muting them a little bit. Flip side, I thought Namjoon sounds great. I really liked his verse in the beginning. But I don't know. I feel like I've been saying a lot of these things about BTS I think like ever since we begun the show, where like I'm like, you know, impressed with the way the vocals are being sung here. Production mix is a little questionable. RM stands out as like one of the better rappers on the lineup. I don't know. Like it once again, it feels like even though the song feels a little bit flat noted, maybe this is just a continuation of what BTS was kind of doing, updated for the 2026 era, which I don't know if that's what people really wanted. I don't know if that's something BTS is good at either. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it would have worked better if it had a more dynamic chorus. I don't know, but like it does feel like the trend has kind of shifted in the past couple of years, and I don't know if this is like the best fitting suit for them at the moment.
Oh, you mean
Hey,
like
man.
from easy listening to this? Yeah.
Right.
They were that some of these lyrics, splash, drift, I'm making waves with my 2 fins. That's a legendary lyric right there. Come on, guys. That's a dude, that invokes Crush from Finding Nemo with the fins. Just keep swimming in the Australian coast pipeline. That scene in Fight. Bro. They're hitting this. I really thought Just Keep Swimming. I don't know. It just kept popping up in my head. Maybe it's because I go to Disney all the time, but it just. Okay, to be fair, Finding Nemo's like a top 5 film for me, so maybe that's why.
Wow.
Like I work in the fishing industry. I'm all about this water thing,
Right.
So I don't know. I just felt I felt at peace on this boat. This girl didn't though. She fell down a couple times. She broke out into spontaneous dance.
I mean,
Did you know that happened once? There's like this city somewhere in the world where the whole town broke out in spontaneous dance and they couldn't stop, and then a lot of the people died like 3 days later because they couldn't stop dancing, and they still don't know exactly what happened. Just wanted to point that out. You can look that up yourselves, guys.
Okay.
What?
I'm telling you, if you just start breaking out in spontaneous dance for no reason, might not be a good thing. Might have ghosts haunting you or something.
Right.
That's such a random take. I thought the lyrics on Swim were good compared to stuff like Fire.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Unexpected.
I think that's about all I wanted to say. I'm gonna save a lot of these comments for the end when we talk about the full album. I have to admit.
Yeah. I'll let you guys know what I think should have been the title track as well once we get there, because I have strong opinions about that. I'm very adamant that I thought a different song.
How strong is this opinion? Are you gonna sue BTS?
I'm not suing no one, dude. I don't got the money for that. I am saying if I was at the table when we were making this, I would have banged in the fist. That's what I'm saying.
We have to do this one.
I would have been gaslighting everyone in the room to say, "No, we got to do this song." It's like the only way going forward. I would have been gaslighting everyone for weeks.
I forget who. I think it was either Jimin or RM who argued that one of the other songs should have been the title, and then the members were like, "Nah, Swim is more accessible. It's gonna reach more people. It should be the title."
It does though. It does.
I can see that.
I can see that decision, and I think that's fair. All right, guys. Let us know what you think about Swim. I don't think anything we said was too inflammatory, but let's move on to a song that the song title invokes a lot of fear in me. So we have Yuna for ITZY Yuna with her solo debut with Ice Cream. She is at JYP, of course. She is part of ITZY. That's a no-no. This song is not a no-no though. Off the bat, this Ice Cream title, dude. Here's my hot take. She broke the ice cream curse in K-pop. Coming off of Blackpink and Somi Ice Cream, I think that Yuna broke the curse with her track Ice Cream here. I think out of the 3, this is the most palatable of the 3 Ice Cream tracks.
Of the ice cream songs. Okay.
That's I don't worry like Blackpink Ice Cream though, right?
What about Ice Cream Cake by Red Velvet?
That's not straight ice cream. That's cake, bro. That's different.
Yeah.
But Ice Cream Cake is composed of ice cream.
No, it also has if
different.
you got a good ice cream cake, it also has the crumbly stuff in it. That's different. It's very different.
Okay.
Just saying. I'm saying straight ice cream between Blackpink, Somi, Yuna. This is the best out of the 3.
Wow.
I don't
okay.
disagree.
You don't disagree. You start there. Why do you not disagree?
I don't know. I guess I wasn't keeping up with the teasers leading up to this solo debut from Yuna.
Correct.
This was very like surprise, and it was a pleasant one because I think the vibe they went for, the concept, the sound fits her. I think it had a very, very nice instrumental with the synths and the bass. I thought was really, really nice. It's boppy enough, but not super intense, high energy. I think it was a good medium. And I don't know. I thought it made sense for the energy that she brings. I'm looking forward to the live stages. I know that she's already going to do what is it called? The dance channel they do, Chum Studio Chum.
Studio Chum.
Yes.
Yep.
So she's going to be doing that. So I'm looking forward to that because I think Yuna is also a very strong dancer. I feel like the performance aspect for her is going to be good. I don't know if it's her. I think there were good decisions made here, vocally for her, sound wise for her, and the video is also very interesting. I thought it had an interesting setup with this like ice cream zombie thing going on. Production value looked pretty good too, like the sets and all the stuff they had visually going on. I don't know. I thought this was a good package.
I think it kind of summed up everything. I don't know if I have anything to add.
Okay. Warren, you said that this song was hard for you to categorize. You weren't sure where to place it.
Yeah, let's start there. I don't know what to deal with this fucking track. The first time I heard it, I'll be completely honest. I listened to it. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Fuck.
In a good way? In a good way?
No,
in a bad way.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, no.
Like, with this fucking JYP doing stupid shit again. And because we have to do the podcast, I'm like, okay, in between meetings, I'm sitting there like listening to the song on repeat. And I'll be honest, like between Latency, BTS, and Yuna, I had heard a lot of Swim. Over the weekend, I checked out the album a whole bunch. So I was focusing more on Yuna and Latency, and like the more and more I listened to it, the more and more I forced myself to listen to it. I was like, this shit is fucking garbage. Let me listen to it one more time just to make sure. let me just play it one more time. Just like, I don't. And then the more I listened to it, I was like, maybe I like this.
I like this track a lot.
I like this track too.
I like this track.
My impressions of it aside, it's very campy. It's very kitsch. It's very bouncy. I feel like I would if I had to categorize it and put a genre on it, like I'd say alt pop, bubblegum pop maybe. But it has a bit of a melancholy, at times it feels like a drab, a little bit. But at certain times it feels more emotional, and I can't quite put my finger on like how I feel exactly about this. It's not like the flat noted like bubblegum pop, I'm just cute kind of a pop song. I think there's a little bit of a acoustic depth there, if you will. And on the other hand, the chorus melody feels a little bit played out. But then again, you combine that with the production, which has all these bouncy synths in it, the fucking eighth notes in the fucking bass, there's a synth in there with like a lot of high, with a huge amount of attack and like very low levels of release, and it's played all over the fucking track, and it gives it this nice bouncy energy to it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. For some reason, it works. It really fucking shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I'm like hell bent on saying, don't do this again ever. Like, but it works. But it worked.
Hey, it worked. Okay, here's what I thought of it. I didn't think that hard of it. I like Yuna. I was like, well, what can we do? Right? I would say like within her own group, she's not she's a good performer, but like you got Yeji Region in this group. At the end of the day, what I thought the company did is we did not reinvent the wheel on this song, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think we knew who we had. I think we knew the strong suits. We played into them. They're like number one, let's hit it on a visual aspect. We got Yuna here. She's a great visual. It makes complete sense. Let's just focus. Let's just showcase our girl Yuna here. Accomplished. They did that, right? She looked great throughout the entire music video. Shout out to whoever dyed her hair. That's probably a really hard light color to get to.
Probably
I don't know. That's maybe it was a wig. Who knows? Who knows what it was? Number two,
nice
in terms of the song, at the end of the day, I didn't expect Yuna to do something crazy. They didn't do anything crazy, but the thing that they did so well here is this shit is irresistibly catchy over time, right? This shit is like, it's ice cream, but this shit it's earwormy and sticky as hell. I can't stop listening to the song. I don't know why. Without any, that's what Warren's saying. Without any good reason either. It's just like,
Dang.
no. Like, I can't think of a reason off the top of my head why I would say you gotta listen to this Yuna ice cream track because da 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 da. Right? Normally there's a reason, right? And with this song, I don't have a good reason. But just listen. It's catchy. I don't know. It's pleasant.
It's worth noting that like when we review songs on for the past 363 episodes, because we're in episode 364 today, my approach has always been figure out how I feel about it, pull out evidences about why I feel that way. I have failed to do that today. I genuinely, I'm looking at my notes. I got 2 bullets.
You're stumped.
One of it says can't be pop track. The other bullet says lots of bouncy bass and eighth notes. That's all I got.
Maybe that's all you need.
I don't know.
As I was saying,
Don't fight it, Warren.
It's not like I'm saying there's a tremendous chorus, there's great high notes, there's a crazy dance break, something like that. It's just like it was all kind of nice, you know. It's just all solid.
It
makes sense.
Things.
Really fucking sticky. Like if I had an exam coming up, don't listen to this. Like,
don't listen to this track. Yeah. Oh my god.
Your exam's fucking goofed if you listen to this. Like right before, on the night before. Like you're done for. Like, you got a job interview coming up? Don't do it.
I do not want to catch myself saying I want to be your ice cream to anyone. You know, but who knows?
Tell me why you don't work for our company.
Yeah, I want to be your ice cream.
How would people take that?
You imagine. And here's the thing, I don't think this like I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this song is gonna go super viral, but like this is gonna be one of those songs that once we get to halfway through the year and we're doing like our top 10 songs of the year so far, I honestly feel like this could be one of those songs that sneaks in my chart at like 7-8 spot. You know, I could see it happening, no problem. I could already imagine myself putting it in there.
I hope that this goes viral. I really do. The biggest reason is because I think I think the pop melody itself, the chorus melody itself, is a little bit played out, but the sound aesthetic, the soundscape that the song brings, is so unique to Korean culture at the moment. Where like if this went viral, I don't know. That's more variety. Never hurts to have more variety, you know what I mean? So for the sake of her song, for the sake of JYP, for the sake of ITZY as a whole, I hope they go viral. Yeah. If
she was a bigger star, they could have done a Baskin Robbins collab with this. It would have been a perfect matchup.
It could happen.
It's not too late. She could collab with Hete. She could collab with Bingre. She could collab with Haagen-Dazs. I hope she collabs with fucking Ben and Jerry. Is that my personal opinion? Yuna brings you fish food.
Hey, speaking of food collabs, there's a rumored K-pop Demon Hunters McDonald's collab coming. The special item is going to be fries, comes in a bag with the ramyun soup powder, and you're gonna shake it. That's the rumor of what's going on.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Wait, so they're
because I know in Japan they have like a chicken with a packet and you shake it. I know there's one of those type of things, but they might bring that kind of thing to America with the fries and a ramyun soup sort of base, something like that. That's a rumor right now.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy. If they're like, I guess, customizing the menu for the collab, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's rare because, you know, they were doing all like Travis Scott meal and stuff like that, and it wasn't too customized. It was just like he picked these items, right?
Yeah.
So if they actually do that, that'd be pretty cool. But I just wanted to put that in there because it's a food related song, so I wanted to slip that in there. But overall, please go check out Yuna's Ice Cream. Maybe not if you got something important to do that you have to concentrate after. I would go check this one out because you might be listening to this one on repeat for like a couple hours straight and not realize it. Overall, I think a really solid solo debut from Yuna. I wonder how much further or how much more we're gonna get because Yeji had Air. I really like that song as well. That came out last year, I believe. I'm excited to see what comes forward because ITZY is riding a bit of a hype train right now because off of That's a No-No, whatever that song is called. But that one has gone viral for sure. So ITZY is riding a pretty good wave at the moment. Let's see if we could capitalize on that momentum going further into 2026. Boom. I think I wrapped, dude, that was a good wrap up. Like, I was at the Japanese department store. I wrapped that shit up like a professional. Okay, let's keep going. Other songs released this week include P Harmony B-side, LOYL. We had Stray Kids Hyunjin with a song called Lover. Zyker's Their Rap Line, which consists of Minjae, Sumin, and Yechan, released the Lulu. And then OIS, which is that VTuber group that might have some famous names, debuted with Museum. So those are the other songs released this week. We are now going to go to SojuScore, which is a segment where each week the crew, the Gochu gang, and our listeners, the SojuTalk Nation, score the new releases using the SojuScore scoring guide, which you'll be able to see below on the screen in a couple minutes. We will score the songs from 0 to 10 with an average song receiving a 5. So a bang average song will get a 5, and songs with an average score of 7.3 will enter our hollowed Hall of Spice. Last week on episode 363, I cannot read. Yena Catch got a 6.94. That's another very catchy song. At Heart Butterfly Doors got a 6.67. P1 Harmony Unique got a 4.54. The 3 songs we're going to score this week: Latency, BTS Swim, Yuna Ice Cream. Let me get the thing on the screen. All right, the first song is Latency by Latency. To me, this is like the definition of a good 6. Like, ooh, it's a good song. I'm excited to see what they got going. Were my socks blown off? No. Did I dislike it? No. Was it average? No. It was good. That's where I settled on.
Yeah, I think I also had a similar take on it. I gave it a 6. I'm very much looking forward to this because of their guitarist. So I'm looking forward to a new release for them.
Yeah. We didn't really get to talk about it too much, but I think the guitars were like the strongest suit of this track.
For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe if you want more of that in K-pop, check it out. But I also fully agree with you guys. Full Satan rises moment. I have 6.
All right. Well, I'll save you from the triple 6s because the Gochu gang, SojuTalk Nation, our listeners all voted, and they gave this a 6.18. So there's 4. We don't got 3 6s. We got 4 6s, guys. And as a result, Latency by Latency, I will get a 6.05. So almost the closest thing to a 6. So it's a doc 6.
Just a straight good song.
It's a straight up good song.
Straight good song.
Second song we got is BTS Swim. So, okay, spoiler alert, guys. When we talk about the albums later, I scored every song in the album, which is rare for me. I scored all of them.
We explicitly said we wouldn't do that.
Oh, we did? Well, I couldn't help myself. By the way, for me, this is tied 4th or 5th best song on the album. That's where I have this at.
Okay.
Okay.
And the score I wrote is not a score I can actually give. I wrote a 7.5 is what I wrote.
Okay, so
when I got
you're
to
between
it.
2 numbers then.
And then I thought about it for a while. I settled on a 7. I settled at a would recommend. I thought I was very close to exceptional, but I needed a little MSG. I needed a little bit something.
I also gave it a 7. I think even without the context of the album, I think it's still a really solid track. Unexpected, but I think sometimes maybe that is good, especially for this huge of a comeback. Yeah, I would recommend it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fine. I thought it was all right. I do. The question I have to ask myself with artists like BTS or Blackpink or like people at this caliber,
big names, yeah,
is would I honestly recommend it to other people if the artist name wasn't attached to it? And
good point.
And the honest answer to me is no. It's still good. So my number this week is 6. I thought it was still pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, SojuTalk and Gochu Gang also voted. So if people are listening to us for the first time, you're probably like, who are these people? They are people who are supporters on the Patreon. And then the Nation is like anyone on our Discord server who wants to vote. This vote for BTS with the Nation Gochu Gang vote for Swim is about 70 plus people this week.
Wow.
Voted as well. It's one of the higher numbers, and they settled at a 6.06, so almost a 6 on the dot. And as a result, BTS's Swim is going to get a 6.52, which honestly, I can see it.
I can see it. It's a good song.
And then finally, we have Yuna with Ice Cream. Biggest shock of the week. This, as similar to Warren, I first listened to this, I go, eh? But by the time we recorded this week, I'm at a 7. Would recommend with this one. I would honestly tell people I would go tell people if I had a conversation. They're like, "Oh, you're the K-pop." I'm like, "Yeah." I'll say, "Yeah." This week, this BTS Swim song came out, and then this girl from this group ITZY had a solo debut with Ice Cream. It's a really catchy song. I would have that conversation, so I put it at a 7.
Well, maybe we're all in agreement this week because I also had a 7.
Anita,
I just really love this instrumental. It's really, really nice. Yeah.
I have to be honest. When I first wrote down my number for this track, I had a 3.
Oh my!
Wow. What is that? A skip? You had a skip.
I had a skip. I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Throughout the day, from like 10 a.m. onwards, it just kept going up. And now I'm about to give it a higher score, higher than Latency and BTS. I have a 7.
Huh?
What? That's wild. Just
That's a big jump.
Fans at home, Anita and I gave them a 7. 7 members. It makes sense. Come on, guys. Warren did not follow it. But the Nation of Gochu Gang for Yuna, they also voted. They gave her a 6.09. Look how close these scores are this week.
Very sort of weak, I guess.
Everyone's just like, things I.
Yeah, a little above average.
Everything's and as a result, Yuna from ITZY will get a 6.77. So the Soju scores this week are Latency 6.05, BTS Swim 6.52, and then Yuna with Ice Cream got a 6.77. Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them. Who won this week?
We have 2 winners here. First one would be Hearts to Hearts with Rude. They won on M Countdown, Show Music Core, and Inkigayo, so they have a total of 5 wins so far with this one. And then we have P1 Harmony with Unique. They won on Show Champion, Music Bank, so 2 wins for them.
Two things I want to say. First one, I saw Hearts to Hearts perform Rude on some kind of fan cam I was watching, right? It came up on my feed. Fans were going crazy at the Stella narration part.
I've seen people recreate that. I feel like it's a meme now.
You couldn't even hear her. The audience was screaming it so loud. And she looked really happy about it.
That's good, yeah.
Number 2, my other hot take is when we scored Rude back on February 25th, episode 360, it got a 7.11. Should be in the Hall of Spice. That's my take. Number 2, Kiki 404 New Era got a 6.61. That should also be in the Hall of Spice is my other take.
I regret my score on that one.
Just wanted to say that.
Oof.
Maybe a little bit revisionist, but those are my honest feelings. All right, guys. That ends part 1. SojuTalk episode 364. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 364. We got a lot of news and events from the past week. Honestly, a lot of BTS news and events, but that comes with the territory with this giant comeback. The first thing, let's talk about the physical sales of BTS Arirang, right?
Oh my goodness.
This tweet I got from this morning. This is from this morning. Yep, it's the most recent one I found on Korean Sales Twitter. They've sold 4 million albums on Hanto.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
Oh my goodness.
Big numbers.
Yeah.
They're not even a full week in, too. Oh. Wow.
That's kind of crazy. So we got 4 million sales, guys. Some of y'all were like, they're gonna fall off because they're in the military. No, guys, 4 million album sales says a lot. That's a big number.
Nobody's fallen down yet.
So that's a giant number in itself. Also, it sold 547,000 copies on the first week on Oricon, which is one of the biggest charts in Japan. It is their 11th number one album in Japan. Guys,
crazy.
Wow.
Just in the Korean stores and in Japan, we're at 4.5 million. Plus, I'm sure there's a big global number too. I heard people saying that my local Target ain't got no BTS albums anymore. They're all gone. So, hey, big numbers. That is great. Okay, let's move on. So the big event that happened was that on Saturday morning, our time, evening time in Korea, live streamed on Netflix. They had the Gwanghwamun comeback show thing, live stream, whatever you want to call it. Before that happened, the news that dropped was RM of BTS on stage performance will be partially limited due to an ankle injury during rehearsals. So people were very worried about that. But if you actually watch the live stream, homie was jumping a lot for a guy with an ankle problem. He was feeling the energy. He's alright. We're good. I think we're okay. I don't think it's too serious. He was jumping around at certain points. People were getting nervous, but I think he's okay.
Maybe we wanted to play it safe. We got a full schedule ahead.
Yeah, so the actual live stream happened. I was not able to tune into the entire thing of it because I work at 8 a.m. So it went from 7 to 8. So I was commuting at one point, my very short commute, but I was commuting. So I saw about half of it. Some things that I saw. Number one, for the amount of pre-news about people are worried about safety and worried about organization and they don't want a crush situation. That shit looked really organized to me. That was one of the most organized public concerts I've ever seen in my life. They had everyone situated in squares, so they had side screens up for people who were sitting far away. It looked extremely organized, I thought. What was not organized, I heard that the immigration line at Incheon the day before was like 3 hours long. They only had 4 booths open, and I heard it was a mess the entire day. I don't know how they didn't foresee a lot of people coming into the country for this, but it is what it is. We are also having our own TSA problems in America, so we are not ones to talk about this. So that happened. I feel, from what I heard, the concert went off with a hitch. The issues about this concert are more on like a bigger level thing. So after the event, Hybe made an apology, and some of you are probably wondering, like, why would they apologize for what's going on? But based in their statement, number one, they thanked the fans and the public. Number two, the apology part is the most emphasized part of the statement was they apologized to commuters, local residents, nearby businesses and workers, specifically for traffic restrictions, security checks, and general inconvenience to daily life. And honestly, fair, because this, if you don't know, Gwanghwamun is in like one of the most busy, dense areas of the north. Well, I wouldn't call it the most busy, dense areas, but one of the more busier areas, more notable areas in north of the river. Right?
I'd say it is like the worst place for traffic in Seoul.
Yeah, from City Hall to Gwanghwamun, that area is a mess typically.
Gwanghwamun Square is like it's worth calling out because like there's like cultural value. There's a bunch of cultural like location, like tourist locations there. There's a bunch of financial companies. There's a bunch of press companies, journalist companies.
Fun fact: as an American, like, if shit goes down, the U.S. embassy is at Gwanghwamun. It's over there as well.
It is there, the center of so many different activities in Seoul. It's a fucking traffic nightmare day and night. To the point where like I actively avoid going to that place, and then you have all the fucking K-mega protests that are happening fucking day in day out. That's another issue.
So if you guys aren't aware, if you go to Korea, if you go to City Hall or you go to Gwanghwamun or you go to all those type of places, it's a big tourist area. There's an underground tunnel to Myeongdong, so I'm sure most of you end up going here at some point. This is a busy, dense area. It's a big part of Korea, especially north of the river is probably one of the most notable areas. If you ever go, you'll understand why this was a big disruption for the people in the area, for sure. So going back to the statement, they defended the heavy security measures. They said the strict controls were inevitable for safety. The event had global attention, so it required extra precautions. So while apologizing for the disruption, they also defended their decisions. fair. They thank the authorities and the staff. They framed the concert as a cultural global moment, and then they addressed the broader context of what's going on. They claimed that there were 104,000 people there, where the authorities stated that it was more like 42 to 46,000, something like that. That's the number I'm seeing.
I've done some digging around with the situation, largely because I had a lot of personal friends reach out and they were like, "Why is this happening in Gwanghwamun?" And then to answer them, I gotta look this shit up. It seems like the situation was where HYBE asked the city of Seoul, "Can we do this over here? It'll be a big moment for us." City of Seoul said, "Yeah, sure. BTS, national hero. Let's fucking do it." And then the more they got into it, okay, actually, the more, they were like, "Oh, wait, actually, now that I think about it, we expect to have 270,000 people there." And
yes,
then
that's the number that's being touted, was that HYBE was telling the authorities to expect 260,000+ people there
right
at this event.
That was like, this is the maximum amount of people that you might see. We need to be ready for this because the context here is that recently, a couple years ago, there was a situation in Itaewon where there was too many people.
Yeah.
There was some accidents that happened, unfortunate passings that happened.
People died.
We want to avoid that. We want to avoid the Travis Scott concert, if you will. Particularly in front of like what is the most representative area in Seoul. Now, there was a bit of pushback from the general public. That I'm very much aware because I had friends reaching out to me. And they were like, "Hey, like, why is it happening here?" There were people who were, they were forced to take off work, wedding couples, who had to change their plans around this. Basically everyone that had stuff going on in that area was changing their plans a little bit to kind of let this thing happen throughout the day and the days coming up to it. I think all in all it kind of worked out, but I did notice a general public pushback towards it.
Yeah.
Both on and offline, which is I think why HYBE is apologizing for this situation.
Yeah, I also saw people were like, "Why are we?" Okay, so another thing I saw, I didn't have an article about it, but people were like, "Why do we have red lights all over Gwanghwamun?" Because people are like, is that a political implication? But if the Arirang album is very red themed, right? So people were were concerned about that as well. HYBE had to come out and say like, "No, it's for the album. We told the city to do it. It's like, don't blame them." I saw that as well. I saw that was a little wrinkle.
It's worth noting that I think a lot of the finger pointing is happening not towards BTS. I think it's happening towards two people and two entities, which is HYBE and the city of Seoul. HYBE as in, why the fuck did you think this was a good idea? And then city of Seoul as in like, why the fuck did you let this shit happen? And that's kind of where the finger pointing is happening.
Okay, oh no, keep going.
Yeah,
and
then there's the additional layers of how much public tax money went into all this. Is this
that's the nitty gritty though. Yeah. Okay. Let me get to another controversial issue. Okay, there are people. This is an issue that came up post show, specifically today. Let me preface this by saying we are going to talk about the Korean stock market for the next couple minutes.
Oh, my money!
The first thing I want everyone to know at home: the Korean stock market is super volatile. The stuff goes up and down like crazy. The number one I want to mention too,
especially now.
So all the articles on the American side, a lot of them are, I don't know, probably globally too. They're talking about how HYBE, objective fact here, I'm stating fact, HYBE stock is down 15% today. It went down 15%, guys. It happened. For reference, the Korean stock market as a whole had a really bad day because of the global conflicts in Iran and other situations, and just in general. The Korean stock market Kospi is down 6.5. For reference, Samsung is down 6.5. JYP is down 6.8. SM Entertainment is down 9.16, so 9%. But HYBE is down 15. That's bigger than 6, right? So people are having discourse online about why are people like blaming BTS for the stocks going down. People are saying that these are clickbait articles. Here's what I'll say. Number one, stock market is volatile. These things could happen. What other financial analysts in Korea are saying, if you think about this, they're saying, hey, guys, relax, reframe your thought. So for reference, the HYBE stocks, right, they've risen 58% a year from this past Friday. It's up 58% over 1 year.
Wow.
That's a lot of percentage to be up, right? What the financial analysts are saying, this stock is up so much because we've been waiting for the BTS comeback and the hype. They're saying that fever climaxed at the comeback, right? So in the immediacy right now, a lot of the investors are like, let me lock in that 58% that I gained. That's a lot of free money, right? So people are selling their stocks. And when people sell their stocks in mass, the stock goes down. So it's not a representation of BTS caused the stock to go down. People are just like, hey, for the time being before the tour happens, let me lock in my profits, let the stock go down a little. When the tour's about to start up again, I'll buy some more stock, it'll go back up, and I'll make more money. That's how I think people should frame it in their minds. I see too many people saying that, why are we talking about BTS in the stock market? My counter argument to that would be, if the stock had gone up 15% on Monday, I feel like people would be attributing it to BTS. So I think it's fair in that direction too. That's what I'll say. That's my honest opinion, right? Let's say the market was up 15%. People would be saying, yo, BTS made the stock rise 15%, guys. Come on. Do you have any comments on that, Warren?
My first and foremost comment is that I missed the money that I lost. I've never owned any HYBE shares, so I can't comment on that. But I do think, while we're recording this, because we record this at night, currently it's 8:55 p.m. Eastern. That means the stock market is open in Korea. HYBE is up. HYBE is up. We're currently we opened. I don't know what it opened at, but we're currently sitting at 0.52% above closing value, closing price of last night.
Yeah, and the Kospi rebounded 3% today, so they brought back half of what they lost.
It will change.
It'll change. Like truly, the things that people say about the Korean stock market is the first and foremost rule. There's two rules. First rule, actually, there's three rules. First rule is don't invest in Korean stocks.
That's what I say. That's what I say.
The second rule is invest in American stocks. And then the third rule is never invest in Korean stocks. And you can tell by that people don't trust these numbers. They're everything is way too volatile. Given what's going on in the current worldscape, things are even more volatile.
More volatile.
Yes.
So don't play. So what we're saying is, guys, don't pay too much attention to this.
Don't stress out about it.
News articles are going to write clickbait articles, whether you think they're clickbait or not. It's going to happen. Let's focus our energies on more better things. What you can focus your energy on, to pivot, guys, is BTS is going to perform in New York City for Spotify X BTS Swimside, an exclusive event celebrating the release of Arirang on March 23rd. So I saw pictures from where in New York, one of the seaports, they're starting to put up like the tent and stuff for this. So it's starting to go up. So that is on the 23rd. Next, they're going to be on Fallon in Los Angeles on the 25th. So that's happening. And then on the 27th, you're getting the documentary on Netflix on the called BTS The Return. So we're going New York, LA, documentary coming out. Boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
Man, this isn't your standard music core and Inkigayo comeback schedule.
No, we've scaled up, dude. We've scaled up.
Buy your Spotify stocks now before the drop.
The next thing I want to address was that, so for this comeback show, BTS released an animated trailer, right, for it. And I saw some people, there was a discussion online about the fact that they were referencing back in, I believe, 1896, 7 Koreans went and visited Howard University in the United States. If you're not aware, Howard University is probably, I would consider it the premier historically black college in America, HBCU. It is historic. It is a very hallowed place. And then BTS referenced it in their teaser for their animated teaser for the comeback show. So people, there's discourse there. The main discussion point was that they showed like an animated scene of the BTS dudes, or their avatars at Howard University, and the crowd was like 25% black when we're at an HBCU. There's a lot of discourse about that, and you know what? Fair. What I'll say is, I do not feel that I know enough or I have any right to talk about this subject. So what I will point you at is, if you look up this article, it's from The Dig, which is a publication at Howard University. They wrote a whole article about this and what it means, and they addressed what was perceived, what people were calling the lack of black people in the video, aka, quote, whitewashing was the term that was being thrown around. They addressed this whole thing in this article. It is titled, "Before BTS, How Howard University Helped Elevate Korean Culture and How Black Culture Influenced K-Pop." Please go check this out. I think they have way more to give you on that than I could ever in my lifetime express.
Historical background on that,
yes.
Yeah.
Also, look at this photo of these Korean lads that Howard did. That's crazy. 1896, dude? 1897, yeah.
I had no idea this was a thing. Like,
I had no idea that this was a thing. So it says the above photo, 7 Howard University students from Korea. Oh, so it was male and female. I did not know that. In front of Howard's Chapel in 1897. Wow.
It's once again to provide the Koreanness context here. It's unfortunately Howard University doesn't have the same level of like household recognition that like Harvard University does, or like Stanford, or like MIT.
In Korea is what you mean.
In Korea is what I meant. In Korea. So the regular Joe off the street is probably not gonna know that there is a school that celebrates this kind of
heritage and culture.
Right, heritage and culture of like being African American. So I think that's where I get that. On the other hand,
they gotta do better, right? Like, they gotta do better.
Yeah.
Bro,
every time like something like this happens, like there's a comment or a TikTok that we're like, why couldn't they do their research? And I don't think that's a great argument most of the times. Here, it's like, if you Google Howard University.
Bro, like, some people were saying, back in 1897, Howard did have a lot of white faculty, but bro, there was mostly black people at the black college, you would think, So I don't know, bro. I think it's crazy we're still faltering here, especially considering we're using it in the essentially advertisement trailer for this type of event. We got to do a better job. That's all I'll say. I'll pivot to one more BTS thing. Suga participated as a co-author in a clinical manual mind program, a music-based social skills training program for children and adolescents with autism spectrum disorder, which has now been published. I just found this. I thought that was really cool.
Wow.
Okay. Another thing. My tap teacher, I used to do tap dancing back in the day.
Yes.
He had a degree in music therapy. And he would also incorporate some percussion and dancing back in the day. So it's sort of related to this. And I always thought that was really interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Maybe
so he would
that's
work
why you're
with
so
kids.
mentally stable.
I don't think I'm mentally stable, but he would work with.
Being nice.
He would work with kids with disabilities, try to get them into music, and they would see that as a better path to engage with them. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sugar's doing something like that here. Awesome. That's all the BTS.
Yeah.
Let's pivot. Next thing we got. So Rajang, Ricky, Yuvin, Yujin will reportedly debut as a new group N-Double. That's what, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Maybe N-Double, but we're calling it N-Double on March 26th. Aside from these 4 lads, the former ZB1 members, the final lineup and the total number of gnomes or dudes is unknown at the current moment. But we know these 4 are going to be in it. We knew they recalled their trainees from Even as well. So we'll have to see who else makes the final cut here.
I have a feeling that the Twitter may have mistranslated the title of the group, name of the group.
It's okay. What is the actual name of this group?
Well, here's the thing. I'm looking on the Korean wiki, and they have linked out to this supposed official Twitter. So I don't know. The Wikipedia might be wrong. But on the Korean wiki, it's spelled AND2BLE.
AND2BLE?
Yeah, and then
Endable?
And then underneath it in Korean it says Endable.
Endable.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right, well, whatever that means,
We'll
guys.
see.
I was hoping the N would be like kind of a Vietnamese silent N, kind of like a Nguyen.
Okay. Next thing. Hey, I'm excited. I know ZB1 fans are probably mixed feelings, but I'm kind of excited to see what this looks like. Yeah. We kind of knew this was eventually going to happen, you know, when we bought in to this group. So it's going to happen. So the next thing, this one, okay, guys. National Pension Service had to make an official statement on Heesung's departure from Enhypen.
What?
Say what you want, laugh what you want, Warren, but apparently the NPS, which we're going to call National Pension Service, is one of the largest institutional investors into Hybe Entertainment.
Yes.
So they were getting a gajillion phone calls. They were clogging up the pension line, being like, why is Heesung leaving this group? Why did you guys make him leave the group? And they were some people were even like saying they were directly responsible for this without evidence. So they had to make a statement basically that said, they had to make a statement saying, we got nothing to do with this. Like, we just invest money. We don't control idols or group decisions, is what they came out and said.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I get y'all are angry, but you gotta leave the national be angry at the National Pension Service for different reasons. I'm very angry at them for different reasons.
Wow. Not for Heesung, but for other things.
Not about Heesung.
Yeah, so they said no involvement in decisions, no role in K-pop groups at all.
Of course
They
not.
said the fans caused a lot of disruption due to misinformation, and they clarified that. So the way this works is pension fund gets money from taxes, typically, and then they invest that money in order to make it grow. And as a result, they're invested into Hybe is one of their investments. That's how this happens.
So a little less like a tax and more like you sign up for it and like you put monthly. It's almost like a 401k that's run by the government.
Okay. Whereas Social Security is a tax base, this is more like a investment fund.
Pretty
that
much,
you put money in.
Like you're supposedly you get to cash out. Everyone gets to cash out after retirement. That's the current promise.
Nice.
Speaking of Heesung, it's developing quickly. He's releasing the solo album soon, is what they're saying. So the number one comment on this post was, already? Wow, he really wanted to leave that group, huh?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we really don't know what was planned and what. I know, but this is
if it's within the next month, goddamn, like this was a well thought out plan then, right?
It was already in the works.
If it's soon.
For anyone curious, the two teaser images you're seeing on the video right now, those are not Heesung solo teaser images.
No, that's from the previous.
These are old photos.
Yeah, these are from the Enhypen comeback the last time it happened. Yeah. So like, yeah.
Okay, next thing. This is probably the second largest story of the week. So, 100 and their financial woes, it imploded this week.
Oh, Jesus.
First thing that happened, all members of the boys except New reportedly leaving 100 Entertainment. According to the fact, the members sent documents notifying the company of the termination of their exclusive contract, citing material breaches of contract and irreparable breakdown of trust. So they basically sent a memo saying, you guys broke our contract, you're not taking care of us, we're outie because you broke the contract. That's what they stated initially, right? So 100 then responded to their filing and said, we signed contract with all 11 members of the boys and paid a substantial signing bonus to each member under the premise that the entire group would fulfill their contract period as a single team. However, the premise collapsed last year due to various controversies involving the members. So they're talking about Joo Han-yeon's controversy, which led to one member leaving the group and reached a difficult point where normal group activities became difficult. Because of this, we have made efforts to maintain group activities by persuading damaged affiliates and bearing significant financial losses. We cannot accept their demand for contract termination while they ignore these circumstances. So they're like, yeah, we treated you wrong, but it's because of the controversy. So y'all can't just forget about that. That's what they're basically saying.
I don't know.
Smells like a load of bullshit.
And then as a result, the boys came out with another thing. So this was a longer statement. I'm just going to read a couple of it.
Okay.
They said the agency has failed to pay the artist proper settlement fees for all activities since July 2025. So they're like, we haven't got paid since July, following the settlement payment for the second quarter of 2025. So they said, we got paid up till July and then we haven't seen any money. Next thing, furthermore, despite artists' repeated requests to review basic materials such as contracts to verify the transparency of the settlement, the agency refused without justifiable cause, therefore failing to fulfill the basic and essential obligations of a management company under an exclusive contract. So in Korea, whenever you want your financial contracts, a company has to give them to you, more or less. And they're saying, like, we keep asking for our financial documents and they refuse to give them to us. Therefore, you broke the contract. They stated the agency not only failed to provide support to the essential costs of the artist's entertainment activities, but also effectively abandoned its management duties, such as failing to pay the expenses of the dedicated staff members on site for several months. So they're like, we're not getting paid. The staff isn't getting paid. When we ask about the financials and the documents, we don't get them.
Okay.
Whole mess.
So the boys is not getting paid. VVZ is not getting paid. Limujin's not getting paid. BO is not getting paid. Taemin's not getting paid. The staff is not getting paid. MC Hong for sure was paid. Anyone else?
So, hey, Warren, you listed all those people. Yeah, VVZ, Imujin, BO have also said they're terminating their contracts with them.
Here we are.
In response, Big Planet Mate said no final decision has been made regarding the termination of those contracts as well. Yikes. So that one happened. And then something that was starting to get hinted at, where the people who were doing contract work for them, like people making their music videos, they were starting to get angry that they haven't been paid as well. And people thought it would start to build a paper trail. It's starting. So 815 Video accused IMB 100 for failing to pay about 66 million won, so $66,000 for EXO's overdrop MV production. Despite completing the project in 2025, they warned legal action if unpaid, while INB 100 and parent company 100 face wider financial troubles. So they haven't been paying all the people they've been hiring to do contract work for the groups and their artists as well. So like they haven't paid the person who made the music video.
Nobody saw.
No one's getting paid.
My God.
What's going on? Why is nobody getting paid?
Where
are
did
they
the
all
money
shutting
go?
down?
Like, how could they claim like things are okay and we're dealing with them when literally everyone's saying like y'all got no money, like y'all got no money. I don't know, dude.
Wow.
Are they figuring out their budget? Like, what's going on?
It's a mess. Well, he'll probably go to lawsuits, I would assume, right? You would think?
He's gonna go to court for sure.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I wanted to say about that. Next thing. Blackpink's Jennie, first female K-pop soloist to have a platinum certified song in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Let me look up which song it was. I don't know. Like Jennie. Which means she sold 1 million units of that song on streaming platforms and other places.
Wow.
A whole ass milli. Look at that.
That is cool for Jennie. Next thing is Sejong. She's finally leaving Jellyfish, guys. It took 10 years, but she's finally getting out of Jellyfish, that godforsaken company. If you don't know, I'm a big Sejong fan. She announced this at her finale stage of her concert in Yokohama, Japan. She's been doing concert rounds right now, fan concerts. So she left them. She already signed to someone else. She signed to BH Entertainment, joining Lee Byung-hyun, Han Jimin, Han Ga-in, Kim Go-eun, and more. This is one of the largest acting agencies in Korea.
This is true. This is one of the biggest labels under the Kakao Entertainment umbrella. Yeah,
and it's founded by Lee Byung-hyun. So this is a massive move for her. It's definitely an upgrade in terms of her acting career. So let's hope everything goes well. She got that IOI thing coming up. Let's go, Sejong. Hey, speaking of them, they filmed the jacket shooting in the music video. It's happening, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
The other thing I want to give a shout out to is this week I watched what is it called? Dingo Music. Is it Dingo Music? Yes, it is. Is it Killing? It is Killing Voice. That's where we go.
Yeah.
It is Killing Voice. I watched the Uju Sonyo Killing Voice that dropped 2 weeks ago, right?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
That happened.
Bro, the amount of Yeonjung is like, I was so impressed. No, I knew she was a good singer, right? Everyone knows she's a good singer. It's amazing to me how they kept that group in the basement for as long as they did. Like, it's insane. I don't get it. And it's particularly Yeonjun's vocals are crazy throughout the entire video. So please go check that out. Yeah. Next thing, T.O.P. Top, April 3rd, he's dropping an album called Another Dimension.
Coming soon.
I think they announced the famous persons in the music video. I think Nana from After School, she's an actress now. I think she's in the music video. Yeah, she is. So that should be pretty cool. Next thing, we got some more K-pop Demon Hunters. There's apparently going to be a global concert tour, right? So Netflix discussed bringing the Huntrix trio, so the actual singers, on the tour live, but also considered using only virtual performers for certain shows. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah.
Nah, you gotta do it for all the shows. You can't.
Imagine you go to the show and you're expecting the live singers and it's a virtual show. I'd be hella pissed.
I would be crying if I was a kid and all I see were virtual performers.
There was a recent K-pop convention somewhere in Europe. I think it was in Sweden or something.
Yeah.
Where they thought that there was gonna be a concert and it ended up being like all virtual.
What?
And people were so pissed.
Well, not only that, the
no.
moms were like, "This isn't K-pop Demon Hunters," and people are like, "Yeah, no shit, this is a K-pop thing."
Yes. Next thing, I got Ampersand 1 tour. So if you like Ampersand 1, they are going on a tour.
Nice.
I got Lollapalooza, guys. Number one, I hate their poster every year. It's impossible to read. The K-pop people, we got Jennie headlining over here. We got Jennie.
Ooh.
Girl group, aespa, G-Idol. Boy group, Cordis.
Ooh.
That is the K-pop acts at Lollapalooza 2026.
Okay.
Interesting, right? Jennie headline, aespa, G-Idol, Cordis.
We're also seeing Olivia Dean, Lord, Charlie XCX.
Hey, Little Uzi Vert is not a headliner. He's number one name over here. Lil Uzi Vert is over here. Major Lazer, Chainsmokers, Baby No Money.
You got Biba Doobie, Yoasobi, Ado. That's a good one.
Should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got that. And then Head in the Clouds announced as well.
Oh, wow.
The main K-pop people, Cat's Eye, or K-pop related XG, Longshot Kiki.
Longshot?
Ooh.
Longshot and Kiki right here.
Okay.
I can see that. I see that. Yeah.
Ooh, Tiffany Day.
cool.
Look at her go.
Yeah, but look at that headline. Cat's Eye, XG, dude.
That's a pretty nice lineup.
This is a pretty good lineup, right? This is hype.
I don't know. Other than like Warren Hue and like Rich Brian and like Dobbin and like maybe Tiffany Day, feels almost too K-pop. Like
Right?
this is Head in the Clouds. Like
We're gonna 404 new era, dude, into Longshot.
That's a great song.
We're gonna moonwalk, dude.
Yeah.
This is a cool
Wow.
lineup. I like that.
interesting. It's I don't know. Like I feel mixed about it because like it feels like the classic. 88 Rising folks are like just not in touch with this anymore, and like instead we get like a series of popular K-pop acts, which like I'm not gonna complain about, but like I don't know. Like,
The other thing is, I don't know if it's public yet, but we got the press side of it. It's only KCON LA this year again, guys. I got an
Of
email.
course.
well, you can't
Yeah.
spoil
No
that, I
surprise.
guess. Whatever. I don't know that I care.
Am I not allowed to? I don't really know. Who cares?
Oh, who cares?
Let me
We're not
look up.
invited
Let me
anyways.
look at. No, we are.
No- Oh, you mean we are invited? I mean, okay. I mean, are we gonna go?
No, they've already announced that it's KCON LA.
Oh, okay.
We were good.
All
They
right.
announced it 6 days ago. I'm good. I didn't spoil shit, dude. I mean,
Sorry. Gee.
they don't invite us particularly, but they do always say, hey, if you want press passes, you can apply for them. So that's what they.
I don't have enough money to fucking fly to LA. Even if
bro,
I
with
get
the
tickets.
TSA and the oil prices, bro, it better be KCON my backyard or I ain't going.
Dude,
you know,
we're like 3 people of color. We ain't going shit. We ain't going nowhere.
Now they got ice in the airports. Hell no, dude. Hell no, he ain't going in there. All right, that's the news. The other releases for next week. Baby Don't Cry. Stray Kids has an anniversary song. Moonbyul, Extraordinary Heroes. Very, very Kangmin. Okay, I want to talk about very, very Kangmin. He was on Boys Planet, right? And I think he almost made the group. I saw something yesterday that was wild. I don't know if I could find it on our server, but his company, I don't know who they are, right? Mm-hmm. The fan events that they are planning for him and his fans are like objectifying to him. I just wanted to say that. If you win, you get a one-on-one date with him, right?
Date.
If you get second place, it literally says date in the press release. If you get second place, you get a private Han River date with 24 other people, 25 winners there. And if you get third place, you get a movie theater date with him with 249 other people.
What? Wait, Doug is jellyfish.
Yeah.
That's the company.
But the fans are not happy about this. They're like, this is insane. What are we doing?
That's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
They said, quote, the artist's outfit on the day of the private Han River date is a marine look. That's what they wrote.
What? I don't know. I don't know.
I just wanted to say a shout out to my boy Kangmin. Bro, 먹기 살기 힘들어. It is hard to make a living in life. That's all I wanted to say. Good luck to you. And then we got a bunch of solo stuff. We got Jokwon, Soren, Irene from Red Velvet, Day 6, One Pill. That's the rest of the lineup.
Okay.
But yeah, y'all can look that up. That's insane, Jellyfish Entertainment. That is wild that you're doing that.
How are they still in business? Like, Willem's dead. So is this 100 fucking thing. Well, who's funding this jellyfish thing? Like, who's investing in?
I don't know.
That ends the regular show of 364. We'll be back with our discussion of not Red Velvet, BTS Arirang. Holy shit!
Yes.
And Pivot. Hi guys, how you guys doing?
Hello.
This week we celebrate Doug covering B-sides on SojuTalk. Woo!
Yay! An album, a full album.
For people who are not aware, I am the A-track assassin. I listen to 99% time title tracks of groups exclusively. Other than the groups I really like. This week I was convinced into listening through the entire. This sounds really bad. I was convinced to listen through the entire Arirang album. I didn't though. I listened through it about 5-6 times. I did it.
Okay.
Dang.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a impressions level discussion of Arirang by BTS. This is their 5th full-length project album. I want to preface and say this is not an in-depth review. We're not rating it the same way we do song reviews on the first half of the show. We spent a varying amount of time with the album. I mean, it's only been a couple days. Whenever I'm doing a full-on album review, I take at least a week. I'm a fucking slow reviewer. With this album, I think we're doing impressions level discussion. On the flip side of things, it is worth noting that once again, between Doug, me, and Anita, we have wildly different opinions all the fucking time. We also disagree and agree with each other all the fucking time. And you, audience at home, you're welcome to disagree with us and agree with us, whichever you feel like.
Just keep it civil. You got your opinions, we got ours. Let's just have a good time discussing because it's fun.
That is our only request. Please be respectful. And if you want to criticize and disagree with us, you're welcome to in the comments. If you start saying weird shit, if you start like calling us names, I gotta remove comments. I really don't like doing that. So,
and if you like our style, our vibe throughout the show, you could also join our Discord. Link in the description.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come have fun.
So, let's start with the most highest level takeaways. I went on the Discord last night, and I was like, hey, guys, go listen to the album if you haven't already for some fucking reason. Give me either one of 3 reactions. Give me a thumbs up, which is, hey, that's great. Give me a thumbs down, as in, not so good. And then give me a, yeah, in the middle. You know, yeah, they're pretty average, you know, it's all right. I asked people to give me their ratings in those 3 categories on a poll on Discord. The reactions were 20 people gave me a thumbs up.
Great album. Awesome album.
Yeah, awesome album. 24 people said, middle of the road, average stuff, you know? And then 7 people gave me a thumbs down, as in, probably not so good. So I think we're leaning in the upper middle range here, not attaching a number to it yet, but based on that, what is our impression? Do we give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, like a in between, you know?
I'm at a low thumbs up. That's where I am. I thought it was a great album. I might offend some people right now. I enjoyed this album significantly more than Map of the Soul 7. That's my honest opinion.
Oh, you know what? Same. That I definitely agree with.
I thought this one made a lot more sense cohesively, and I understood what we were doing, and I didn't feel lost at times. I thought it made a lot more sense.
Interesting.
I definitely agree with you. I remember March 7 very clearly because that was I was very
big
stressed.
deal. It was a big deal.
I was very stressed. I have to admit. This was the first time we were reviewing an album on the show.
Yeah.
I was stressed. And I agree with you. This felt a lot more cohesive. It feels a lot better in terms of pacing. How about you, Anita? What's your initial reaction here?
I'm also sitting at a tentative thumbs up. I feel like you said, it's only been a couple of days since we've had the full album out, and I personally just like to do a full listen through of the album in order. I don't know how you guys did it. If you also did it in order, or if you went like track by track in a mix. So I feel like I first impression, positive. I think it's a good album.
Gosh, I hope there's not a psycho out there who thinks we're like shuffling through the album.
Hey, people do that. People
shuffle listen?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure that happens. So I know that there's a subsection of people who listen to albums as tracks, right? Like not as like the order that it was.
Oh my god,
published.
That's like going.
I'm not that person. That's
like going to eat a Michelin course meal, and you're like, give it to me in a random order, chef. That'd be crazy.
Hey, if it works for you, I guess. But
wow.
For me, I would say also a low thumbs up at the moment. Positive impression.
What about you, Warren?
I am a normal human being. I listen to the track that it was fed to me in. I respect the producers and the artist's intention. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know, right? What the hell?
I actually have a bit of a in between, like a little, like not a thumbs up, not a thumbs down, in between. I thought we played to BTS strengths better than March 7 did.
Yes.
In that way, I'm also noticing that there was a lot of things that BTS wanted to do with this album, and it comes off as a more of a cohesive approach to it. I'm also considering that a lot of the songs have a great production. It sounds crisp. The beats are on point. I was a little less convinced about a couple things. One, like I think everyone's been talking about this week, the theming, the topic of Arirang and like the Koreanness of the album.
Okay, Warren, what is Arirang? Is it not one of Korean's most famous traditional songs, often considered an unofficial national anthem? Is it not that? It is that.
It is that.
It's precisely that.
Yeah, precisely that.
It expresses longing, sorrow, and separation, resilience, and hope, like the Korean people on the peninsula.
Yes, it's like almost you looked up the Wikipedia page for it.
I did literally look up the Wikipedia because I'm like, I know the song, but what does it doesn't mean. I had realized I had no clue what it meant. I just knew the song.
It's a folk song. It's a couple hundred years old. It's been there's like various local variations. Not one person owns it. It's a folk song. It is, I think, something that rings as like a key part of like acoustic sonic heritage for Korean people. And if I recall correctly, it is one of the few songs that is a folk song that is registered under UNESCO World Heritage. Like, there's a couple other musical pieces out there.
Yeah. And Koreans love their UNESCO heritage.
We fucking do.
Shit.
We fucking
love that.
I think people were talking about the Koreanness of the album a lot. Let's get to that in a second. Let's first talk about our favorite songs. The album has about 14 tracks if you include the little minute.
I got a clear favorite. Number 29, The Gong, is the best. No. Bro, honestly though, you know the craziest thing? In the context of the album and in the pacing, I loved having that there.
Oh, it's very obvious.
I loved having it there.
Yeah,
I thought it served
what it was
so much as a palate cleanser. I loved it. Okay, I didn't consider it a song on my list. Maybe it should. Maybe I'm disrespecting number 29.
I'm hearing that you liked it the most when BTS did not sing.
Oh no.
Okay, I have a clear number one favorite song on this album.
Okay.
Like by far, Head and Shoulders, Body to Body, track number 1 is for me the best song on this album. And I think I would have given it, in our scoring context, I would have given it a 9 maybe today.
Wow.
Which is a monster score. I give out like one of those a year.
Yeah.
I would think it's that good.
Why did you think it was that good?
I thought that it kind of, when I thought of, once I learned what Arirang is, because I'm an idiot, once I learned what it is, and once I built my expectations in my head, and once I watched some trailers and other things like that, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna need a Korean motif in a little bit. And I thought that when I listened to this, when I woke up on Saturday, I listened to this album and I pressed play and I got Body to Body and I got the hip hop start into the vocal thing, ending with the Korean drums. I thought it encapsulated everything that I was looking for on this album. I thought it encapsulated all of that. My only criticism of this track, why I actually have an 8.5 and not a 9, is I thought that once the Korean Arirang and the drums and the chanting happened, I really wish that they had incorporated that into the final playing of the chorus sounds. I thought that would have taken it over the top, like fused it in at the end, and I think it would have taken it over the top. That was my only criticism.
I do agree with you. I liked, maybe it was a little bit shoehorned in, but I didn't hate it. Yeah. I liked the way it sounded production wise. My only wish list item, I guess, was like, why not be more forward about it? You named your album Arirang. Just
that's
plug
what
it in.
I said if we ran the chorus at the end with the drums and with the pansori and all that stuff, and we had done the rendition of it at the end, I thought it would have tied everything together perfectly with a bow at the end.
Yeah.
And I would have been given it a solid 9 at that point. Okay, Anita. What are some of the standout tracks? You could pick one. You could pick multiple for you on the.
Yeah. Well, see, I had an interesting time trying organizing my favorite tracks because I was looking at this album as like a first half, second half. So I have tracks that I really enjoyed in the first half, and then tracks that I really enjoyed in the second half for different reasons. So I'll give 2, one for the first half, one for the second half. For the first half, I think I enjoyed a bit more of the first half overall. Like I had more tracks there that I enjoyed.
Most of people are opposite, Anita. Yeah, just for your
interesting.
Context.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe I've also been into that side of BTS more, like the performance aspect, the more hip hop based sound that they've had in the past. I really liked Hooligans.
I saw people saying that should have been the title track. I heard a couple people saying that. Yeah.
No, I liked they used a sample there in the song that I thought was really nice. Like I liked the beat itself. I thought it was cool. So that was, I think, might have been my favorite one from the first half. For the second half, I liked Please. I think that was the one that stood out to me. So that one was more of a vibey.
Okay, Anita,
song.
that's in my top 4. Please is in my top 4.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think to me the second half kind of felt more introspective, more on the slower side, which I thought was interesting. But out of those tracks, I think "Please" was my favorite.
I guess this kind of transitions into my picks as well. "Please" was a clear standout to me. It felt like a natural progression from where B was and where they were before going off to the military. The beat was nice and melancholic. I think the member performances were nice. I like to complain about the rap line in BTS, and I thought, for once, I thought Suga was great. The combination of like using hip hop sounds to portray this melancholic kind of a mood. I thought it was a vibe. I liked it. Not a title track material kind of song, but like, you know, I don't think everything needs to be a title track. That was my favorite song of the album, if I'm honest. The other, if I had to pick if I had to pick a second runner up. Or actually, you know what? Let me try to pick something from the first half as well, because you that's how you approached it. I think in the first like more hard hitting hip hop heavy first half, I think Faya might have been my favorite.
Oh, really?
Largely because I thought the beat was so fucking on point that it was my favorite.
It's so
beat
clubby
on the album. It was so good. And then I looked up the credits and fucking and Peggy was there, and I'm like, God damn it, not again! This fucking. A huge fan of JPEG Mafia, so having him, I thought was like a great world collide moment for me. Not super a big fan of the lyrics and the rap on it, but like I'm willing to overlook it because I like the beat that much. I think
the beats were really good. I'll say that. Like maybe lyrics are not your cup of tea, but the beats were actually pretty interesting to me.
You want to hear my favorite from the second half? It's a surprise.
Yeah.
I got a runner up. One More Night.
Oh, that was
essential. That was also really good.
My third, yeah.
That's like their answer to 17's Hot. It has similar vibes. The sound effects I thought were somewhat similar. The I don't know why. It just for some reason reminded me of that. But my favorite song in the second half, Merry Go Round.
That's unexpected. Okay.
I like the organ dreamlike thing that was going on for some reason. And I don't know why. It really stood out for me. I thought it was interesting, and I'm surprised in myself. But I thought that was a fun track where I got hype, but I was like, we're doing something here. Whatever this is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It is that time. Let's shift over. What is your least favorite track on the album? I'm not saying it's the worst track. I'm just saying, what is your least favorite?
Least,
you know,
least
like if you had to pick one.
14.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh no.
What is your one?
Anita.
And I can't. Well, maybe I can't pick out why I don't enjoy it as much, but it's gonna be Like Animals for me.
That's in my bottom 3 as well.
That's in your bottom 3 too. It is. Yeah. That was the one for me.
You wanna elaborate a little bit why?
I think there was something like, I'll say this, for the songs that I didn't enjoy as much, it was not because of the lyrics. I'll say that. It was more because of the sound choices, stylistic choices that were done in some of these songs that I thought was not quite cohesive. I think for this track in particular, if I remember correctly, it was something about the instrumental and the way that the vocals are delivered felt a little off. Like the tempo was a little interesting, and it felt a little draggy. Like it I know it's meant to be a slower, reflecting song, but yeah.
You know why I felt it was draggy? We got the angstiness of track 9, Normal, and it was angsty and kind of mopey, but in an angsty way.
Yeah.
And then we switch over to like animals, and I'm like, this shit's even more mopey. Like
back to back.
I had enough mope. Like I had gotten enough mope, and I was like, I had merry-go-round, so I was in my weird like organic church dreamlike state, right? Then we got mopey with normal, and then once we got to animals, I was like, I'm high on LSD and time has stopped. You know, that's what it felt like at that point.
Okay.
It also
felt like when time goes slowly.
It also very much smells like a very generic B-side off of like an American pop musician who's like dabbled in like country in the past. Like
I see that a bit.
This one felt the least BTS to me. Not that I think that's like a very important thing to discuss here, but you know, my least favorite track in the album, I think is Hooligan.
What?
Really?
What?
I think I was coming down to either Hooligan or 2.0.
2.0's in my bottom. 2.0's in my bottom.
Oh, I enjoyed 2.0.
Okay. What is with the ha 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 ha?
Okay, that was the one thing I didn't love about that.
I like the knife sounds. I like the Joker ha 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 haing. I thought the arpeggio or whatever, that's a big word for me. I thought those riffs were a little bit repetitive, but I thought it got saved by the fun beat, you know? That's why I thought it was I
like Anita. I also like the sample and the way it was chopped. Some of the way the vocals are plugged into the verses, I wasn't sure if it was because it was a good idea or because we had vocals that we need to put in the song. The rap I wasn't particularly a fan of, and between that and 2.0, I also felt like,
Yeah, well.
Doug, you also mentioned 2.0 is kind of in your lower range.
Okay, guys, I don't want to feel like I'm a hater. I'm not a born hater here. I'm not an epic high by any stretch. But my least two favorite tracks were 2.0 and Aliens, and they're kind of similar in some regards.
Wow.
My issue with both of those tracks, number one, 2.0 had more of like industrial elements. Aliens was more just straight hip hop, in my opinion. I felt like the rapping was fine. I thought the lyrics were okay. I looked up the lyrics. I thought they were fine. I just felt like both of those tracks, maybe because I don't want to give hip hop a bad name here. I just felt like they didn't go anywhere is what I'm trying to get at, you know?
Oh, okay.
We kind of just had this nice beat, we rapped, we sung a little, we went home, you know? That's what I kind of felt like.
I particularly felt that way about 2.0, where I wasn't particularly sold on the chorus of, you know how I do. Yes, everyone here knows how you do. It's like, yes. The first verse from Suga or Augusti kind of rubbed me the wrong way, where he was talking about how their competitors are talking about trying to, you know, jump over BTS. And I'm like, I don't think anybody said that. Like, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, who are you pointing your finger to? I'm a little confused.
Where's the competition at this point?
Like, nobody's trying to compete with you guys. Like, this is like Aliens. I was a little willing to overlook because I thought the lyrics of it was possibly the most appropriate for the album.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fan of the rap here either. The beat is fine, whatever. But like the fact, when we talked about the album being titled Arirang, and me knowing that BTS is BTS, you know, people who paved the way, people who have been very active overseas amongst a crowd of non-Koreans, I expected a lot more of this. I expected a lot more of their struggles of being Korean in a. There
were a lot of Korean motifs and references in the lyrics. So like I know like RM referenced Kim Gu something who's like who's one of the most so Kim Gu is one of the most historic figures in Korea in terms of the fight for independence and things like that. Yeah. So you could go look him up. He has a huge Wikipedia page. But like, yeah, I thought the lyrics here really hit that Arirang theme well. But I to be fair, I bet you some of you at home are like, you guys are stupid. 2.0 Aliens are the best tracks on the album, right? I'm sure that's the case. And, that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm happy that you like those tracks.
Can I say this? I feel like
defend them, Anita. Defend them.
No, not saying right or wrong, but for me, I feel like those two songs are also what I imagine are more like performance heavy songs.
For sure.
Like I know 2.0 was performed at I think all of the tracks maybe. I didn't watch the full stream. I've seen clips of the performance they had on Saturday, but I know 2.0 for sure had choreo and like it was a performance. So I feel like to me that makes sense, where I feel like these two songs felt more performance type of vibes.
Well, I did feel that way about like the first half of the production a lot more, where like leading up to number 29, it felt like they had an intention of, I'm just guessing here. It felt like the intention was to modernize the hip hop heavy roots of BTS. Like, it's 2026. We're not doing Fire again. We're not doing 피땀 눈물 again. We're not doing, the mixtape.
We could though. Shut Come on, we could.
It felt like the idea was keep it campy a little bit. Keep it, keep doing the
keep it fun, keep it
trap
hype.
music. Keep it fun. Keep it trap music. Keep it performance heavy. A lot of the things that classic BTS fans were not particularly pleased about during the COVID era. It felt maybe that was there was an intention to bring them back. Maybe there was just BTS saying, hey, let's just go back to doing what we used to do front. I don't know. That was my takeaway with the first half. And then you hit number 29. And then after that comes in, okay, like here it feels like we're trying out different popular pop sounds in the American mainstream in different colors, give it a bit of a BTS twist, if you will. On the note of number 29, I don't did it need to be 1:38?
Bro, I needed it.
That was the question.
I needed it, bro. I want Aliens, and then I want FYA, I want 2.0, and I was like, please.
I think I read somewhere that the reason why it is that specific length is that the resonance of the bell, right? Because that is what we hear, right? It's a bell.
Don't tell me
that is a historical bell.
139 hertz. Don't tell me. Is it?
No. Like it's that long. It takes that long for it to fade out. So like you hear it at the beginning, and then depending on like your speakers or like the audio that you're listening to,
I'm gonna have to go try this later.
It takes that long to fade out. I had a hard time hearing it. Maybe my speakers were not that good, but it does feel like it's silent, but apparently it's not. I'm not too sure on that, but I see it. I understand it. I think maybe it was a little long. I don't know.
Let's be completely honest. Most people listen to the album and songs on it through their iPhone speakers. They're not hearing shit. Like, I'd be surprised if they heard the gong to begin with.
Yeah.
Can I bring up one more song?
Sure.
How did we feel about Into the Sun, the final track?
Oh, I did have something.
I got the I don't want to call it a word picture. I got the sound picture. It felt like the end of the movie. All the heroes are standing on like a ridge. There's a shot where they reminisce about someone who said something meaningful, who died in the battle, or all on the ridge, and then we're ready to go off into the new adventure. It felt like that. I got that, right? I got the vibes. The vibes made sense.
Okay.
What I have to ask about is the vocal processing. Did y'all like that? That's the big thing to talk about with that song.
I was not a fan of it. I think I understand it was an aesthetic choice. Like I understood why. Like I get the vibe. I just felt that there was certain points where the members were singing and they got like they were hitting a higher note that was actually not like terribly high, but because of how it was, I don't know if it's a filter, I don't know what it was, what vocal effect it was, it distorted it really weirdly to me. Like it felt a little grating to me when they went when they went a little higher on the vocals. That was my takeaway from that effect, that it was a little a little too much uncertain parts.
I mean,
Did you like it, Warren?
I mean, if you look at it on face value, I kind of liked what they did. I thought it was a nice experiment. I, for some reason, was thinking about the last couple tracks of the last Silica Guild album, like Power 199, where...
Oh, yeah, no, I get where they were going. Yeah.
Like, I get what they were going for. On the flip side, it made no fucking sense to put that in the... you know what I mean? Like...
As the last song.
Yeah, like, if the entire album was feeding into that kind of aesthetic, yeah, then definitely. Like, it makes a lot of sense. To have a very mainstream sounding album throughout and then to end with that was a bit of a, I don't know, it's like, is that the note you want to end on? Like, it's like your final departing message and impression.
Maybe it's a sign that they want to do more experimental music. Is that what they're, I don't know.
Oh, like what I will say is I don't think it was a good outro, but I did think it was a good experiment. That's what I'll say.
That's what I would say as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, whatever we got there. What else do we got to do, Warren? Are we good?
Let's talk about the $1 million question. Everyone, I've noticed there are so many opinions and hot takes flying around about.
What's the question?
Is this album Korean enough? What makes Korean music Korean? Is the fact that BTS is raised in Korea enough to say Arirang is Korean? Does it?
Well, I mentioned like a week ago, I mentioned on Saturday, I said calling the album Arirang and choosing Swim as the title track is definitely a choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
Because as you can tell, I really think that Body to Body would have been the better shot there. But at the end of the day, I think that was my opinion of the title track choosing versus do I think this album is Korean enough or not? You know, I think that was more of a reflection of that.
Anita, thoughts?
Okay. I also had this question after I was done with the first listening of the album, where I felt like I was more curious to see or to understand why the title of the album was Arirang. Like, what was the meaning that maybe the members had for this? I was trying to look up for interviews or press coverage on this. And I feel like I see it, like I understand it, like trying to see this as more as a homecoming. I saw in some interviews as reference to cultural roots, and I feel like that's fair. I feel like that makes sense. And there are some songs like Aliens and Body to Body that do reference that a little bit more. But I guess if an album has this word, this title that has a lot of meaning with it, you know, I feel like I kind of expected more of the whole body of work or the project to have that throughout. So I guess it's more of like I wish it would have been more of that, where it didn't leave me with the question of like, oh, that I enjoyed this. This was an interesting, good album. I had a good time, but why the specific title for it? Because I feel like it is a very I don't know if it's the right word, like culturally charged word, like
it's a very,
reference
there's a
to
heavy connotation to it.
Yeah.
I know we're running over our agreed upon 30 minutes, so I'm gonna try to make it brief. I've seen the argument a lot that the fact that BTS is Korean, comes from a Korean background, is Korean, served in the fucking military, is enough to justify and say, yeah, the album is Korean enough. I would argue I don't disagree with it. In fact, I would say that's enough for most cases. But also, I am also taking into consideration that the album is titled Arirang, which, like you said, is an important piece of cultural heritage. They're performing in front of these giant cultural assets.
Yeah.
They have if you look in their promo material and like press materials, they are very, very focused on us knowing that this is about their Korean roots. With all that into consideration, I am now starting with the expectation that the album is going to explore their Korean roots. And I have to admit, there was barely any Korean roots explored in this track. In this project. That's the impression I'm getting. I think, yeah.
As a Korean person, as a Korean person.
Yeah. If you're tuning in for the first time, if you don't know who I am, I'm Korean.
He's a Korean from Korea. This guy's from Korea. He's very Korean. This man.
Here's the thing. I almost went another 180 and started thinking maybe this is actually a really good impression of Korean society right now. And stick with me here.
Current.
I saw people saying that there's more of a representation of Korean and Seoul in the current state. That's what I saw people trying to say.
The impression overall, I think the album is just all right. I don't think it's particularly something I'm going to be returning to in the future. I think the second half was a lot more enjoyable. But on the other hand, I can think of about 3-4 artists per track that does that style better. I just don't see myself returning to it. I don't think it's their strongest album yet either. I still think it's a good album where I don't hate myself listening to it, and I would return and listen to the album as a whole. Given that context, my takeaway with the album and this whole rollout process has been we've focused so much on the results. We talked so much about how much people showed up to watch, what their sales number were, how they're doing on the charts, results. Everyone's focused on the sales and how much we're doing. And the amount of emphasis I think that has gone into the musical quality of the album is pretty limited. I mean, there's people talking about how good or bad the album is. Don't get me wrong. But I think if you look at what Hybe is putting out with this album and this rollout, it's been very much results. We're actually focused on the Korean roots of the album. Result. Number. And I feel like, ironically, that kind of represents where Korean society is at the moment, where we're all focused on numbers, results, sales. You have, younger generation, millennials and Generation Z employees who pull up to work and don't want to work and are looking at their stock results the whole day. Students who are cheating their way into fucking high level grades.
Dang.
I'm very embarrassed to talk about all this, because this is not a great part of Korean society. But strangely and ironically enough, I am given the impression that it does strangely symbolize where Korean society is at the moment, where we've forgotten about the fundamentals of what makes things good, and instead we're focused on sales results, which I know it's a fucking pop project. I know it has to do that, but Korean roots in this album, I don't know, man.
Damn, Warren. Damn, you speak your truth, son. Speak your truth. Okay.
I don't know.
What I'll say as a Korean American who's pretty whitewashed is, I wasn't expecting a Taepyeong solo to happen in the middle of a flute solo. I wasn't expecting a trot track in the middle of it, right?
Oh no. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a music video on Dokdo or something. I wasn't expecting that, right? But I was expecting a little bit more Koreanness. I thought maybe with the music,
it's reasonable. Yeah.
I thought with the music video, maybe we'll start at different heritage sites. Each member will start at a different heritage site in Korea, and then we come together at Gwanghwamun at the end of the music video or something like that, right? I thought visually we could have done something like that. That was a thought I had. I think I got some of it in Body to Body. I think we got some of it in the lyrics of which song was it?
Aliens.
We got some of it there. I just feel as something as revered as calling the album Arirang, I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed. I just expected something a little bit more Korean heritage based. And to be fair, why is it that when we say it has to be more Korean, we think traditionally Korean, right? That's a whole other discussion, I think. And then I do see people saying that this represents more of a modern Korea. I don't know. I live in New Jersey. I can't really answer to that. For me, overall, yeah. I thought the album was fine. I had a good time listening to it. I like a lot of the tracks on it. And to be fair, my lowest score I would give on any of these tracks is somewhere on my absolute lowest is like 4.5 or 5. That's my lowest. So I think every song is average or better, which is good. So I wouldn't say I had a great time. I had a good, solid time listening to this. I'm excited that BTS is back. I think inherently that they're spreading cultural Korean awareness there. Should the album may have been a little bit more forward? Maybe. But overall, I thought it was aight. That's how I ended up with it. And you want a closing statement, or you don't have to if you don't want to?
No, I think we have a similar thoughts, because I think I also had, like I said, more of a wish than a critique, but I feel like because of the title, it seems reasonable to have that expectation, of the cultural roots, how things would have been connected all together in this whole project. I think also it's a big ask, because I think that in itself, like just thinking about it, is like that is a big project. I don't know how it would be done, but yeah.
Can I say something to that? I've had this discussion with people on the Discord and in general for since we've done this podcast is this is a completely conversation for another time.
Okay.
Does BTS have the responsibility to be the people to shove Korean culture down everyone's throat? That's a big discussion. You know what I mean? Some people say it's because they're in that position that it becomes their job to do so. Other people say they don't have to. That's a whole other discussion. But I think that this kind of discussion brings those type of thoughts up. Right.
Here's the thing though, where when I heard the album title Arirang, I didn't think they were gonna talk about Korean heritage and Korean culture and anything like that. I thought they were gonna. I explicitly thought it was gonna be Alien back to back to back, where they were talking about their struggles of being a pop star overseas. That's imagine how interesting that would be. You know what I mean? I was like, that's a very unique perspective that BTS can take and has shared in the past with BTS with ARMY. And I'm not saying it has to be that direction, or is either that or bust.
They could have had a cipher called bagged kimchi. I go to the hotel overseas. There's no Korean food. I eat my bagged kimchi, and they could have had that could have been on the nose.
I had to go to H Mart.
Yeah, I know. I didn't go to H Mart. I went to Costco, and I only found BBgo, and it was trash. But I ate it because I missed those could have been very Korean based discussions. That they have to. But
I think there's a lot of directions they could have gone in. But overall, we still thought it was pretty solid overall.
Let me make a final thought. Let me say a closing thought. Let me try to wrap this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go Japanese.
Number one, whether you like the album or whether you not, we're all talking about it. So that's number one. Cool. It is cool that BTS is back. I'm excited about that. I want to see what they're going to do going forward.
Yeah.
In all aspects, whether it's music. Yeah. Whether it's doing other things on the side, whether it's being on variety shows, which I personally like, I'm excited for all of that. That's fun. Yeah. I see people online having the discussion about who has the right to determine if this album is Korean enough or not. Who has a right to have a voice in that discussion? In my personal opinion, in 2026, as interconnected as we are on the internet, I think it's great that we all have a say in that discussion and have opinions. In the world we live in, I think that it's great that people have opinions in either direction. What I don't like is when people don't form opinions and just let life pass on. I think at a minimum, what I hope when you discuss this album, when you discuss politics, when you discuss anything in life, what I want you to do is think about the issues and form an opinion, because I think that's starting to move in the right direction on anything, to just form opinions on things and talk about it.
I think it's a
great thing overall. I think it's great to be civil. I think it's great to express thoughts. And that's what I hope that we all get to do, and we all do continuously going forward.
Let's all just talk about music.
Let's go. I think this covers everything. Let's bet it. Hey, BTS Arirang, they sold 4 million albums. Did you buy that shit? I bet you did. That's great.
There you go.
It's fun. Make yay BTS, all this. Hey, let me just do a normal outro. It's been episode 364. We've been talking about BTS a long time. Probably the most we've done in years. It's interesting. I hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you guys next time. I'm really excited for this Irene track. That should be a lot of fun. Ooh. We'll see you guys then, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Incoming Snail, Liam's Games and Toys, Natalie, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.